Oh god, it's been a while since I've made an art video. Way too long. Way too long. And I actually had a funny story about that, about ships and oceans and potatoes and a lot of story time, but then it's been so long that I actually forgot how to set audio sources in OBS, so I spent 10 minutes before this rambling to myself about everything. But in short, I'm a millennial, and I have faced a lot of the same things a lot of millennials have, where we were in some position, and then the pandemic hit, and then everything went topsy-turvy, and it stressed people out, and you had time, and the stress made you re-examine your life, and you're like, I don't like the direction I'm sailing, so let me get off this boat and start going somewhere else. So I left the last opportunity I was in. Maybe I made videos. I don't even remember if I made videos when I was in that opportunity. That's how much it shut down my creativity. So I left that opportunity, and I spent a few months after that regaining my sense of sanity and doing a bit of exploration. Like I worked on a mural project in my city. I guess screenshot. Isn't it pretty? Sure. It was a lot of hard work under the sun. So I did that, and then after that I've just been trying to get my head on straight and reorganize my schedule so I can actually make videos again. Like, the funny thing is that B-roll I shot was in the morning. It's not the morning anymore. Yeah, because I needed peace and quiet to shoot videos. So my studio space is kind of up in the air right now. I'm trying to find space where I can have the ability to concentrate for hours on end, but it's not going so great because I live in a city where the real estate market is all over the place. But again, this is something a lot of you are probably facing, so I won't say much about it. But I guess what I can do is I can get back to things that I like to do. So what I do like to do is I like making product reviews. We're gonna do some product reviewing, and then or product showcasing, I guess, and then review it by making some drawings. So when I was in Seattle, in an airport, because I did a bit of traveling while I was trying to get my head on together. Traveling, I like it a lot. I like taking pictures. Not so much drawing when I'm traveling, but maybe I'll try and change that, because that'd be a good way to actually organize space away from everything and try and make art at the same time. Now, when I was in Seattle, I found in one of the airport gift shops, well, this is the empty box, but the empty box is Jolly Supersticks, also subtitled Kinderfest, at least at this part. And then in the back of the box it actually says that they're adult coloring book pencils. And I'm like, make up your mind, which one? And then I saw that they were made in Austria, so European coloring pencils. You don't see them a whole lot in the US, and I've tried some brands. I've tried Staedtler's German pencils, they're okay. I've tried Faber-Castell's student brands, and the Gold Faber are okay, but these ones actually kind of surprised me. So let me give you an example, and I suppose, well, the ones that came out of that box. So, if you can see this in my hand, it's a pretty chunky thing. These cores are very thick in diameter, and they're really nice to hold. Like, I'm trying to think, if you ever use like Faber-Castell's Polychromos, that's how they kind of feel to me. That's how thick their lead are. So it's definitely easier in my hand than thinner like Crayola or Prismacolor pencils. So that really impressed me just by holding it. And then when I started using them, it was like, well, these are quality above a lot of the children's pencils that I've used. So I wanted to test them more. Like these 12 enough impressed me. And really, when it comes to making art, you could actually make anything you want with just these 12. But it's not too entertaining for the sake of videos. And oh my god, I'm sorry if headphone users for that. So I went on Amazon and I bought the whole entire assortment, which was sold on Amazon. Oh god, let's move that. Which was nice, because I was like, I'm never going to find these pencils again because they're European. But then I forgot the power of the internet, so I bought the 48 set. There's different tins available on Amazon. This one was like the retro design, which I really liked. I also bought a set of 8 neon pencils. They also sell metallic pencils in 8 case and some various other assortments like dual tipped and various combinations of all these colors, but I don't use metallic pencils a lot, so I didn't pick up the metallic ones. And the neon ones, I won't say I use them every day. I use art supplies every day. That's fine. So, open the box. This is a very nice tin. A lot of German manufacturers, a lot of European manufacturers make very nice tins. Like, I love Statler when they made tins, and like Caran d'Ache stuff, they're also very nicely packaged, but both those are German and Switzerland. So you get this nice tin, which also came with these nifty stickers, so cute. And this is a lot of German, which is telling me, I know, vaguely to join the Jolly Club if I lived in Austria, which I do not. So I will not be joining the Jolly Club. Sorry. So we'll move those around. And so you see that there is an assortment of 48 colors here, total. So the first 24, which are to the left of my hand, are pretty much in a rainbow, from white to black, and then everything to the right of my hand is the next 24, and they're kind of secondary tones, I suppose I call them, and they've got a silver and a gold metallic in here, so that's kind of nice. Now I will say that when I got this box from Amazon, the fulfillment center did not do a good job packaging them. There was no air bubbles in there, so when I opened the box, all these pencils were all over the place, so I literally had to spend like 15 minutes reordering everything, because this tape that came in the tin was not strong enough to survive shipping. But that is not Jolly's fault, that is entirely Amazon's fault, I think. But, so yeah, they're nice. They're ordered from 1 through 51. You have English translations of all the colors on the tin itself, but on the pencils themselves, I don't know if it's probably not going to focus on this, but if you could see that, oh, it might be focusing, but the color names are written in German on the pencils, which I don't mind, because, I mean, I guess ich spreche ein bisschen Deutsch, but not enough to do anything more than read color names. Yeah, so, and even this is not German, like, the standard as spoken in Germany. This is German, which is Austrian, so I expect there to be differences. Anyways, so yep, there's that, and a nice tin, and what else did I get? I got those things. I also got, at the airport shop, this nice little sharpener, so that was pretty cool. It's got the Jolly logo on it, and it'll last until it rubs off. It's kind of like your standard Cum German bubble sharpener, portable. Yep. And it has dual holes for big pencils and regular pencils, which, yeah, we should be aware that these will not sharpen in a regular, like, one hole sharpener. You're going to need one that has a jumbo hole on it, or adjustable holes. But you can generally get those for like $6 at a store, or yeah, like, I know Target makes them for like $1.50 or something like that, or less if you buy them during school sales. So that's pretty much the product, the description of it at least. So I guess now, what I'm going to be drawing, well, I saw a video recently by the wonderful duo at Doodle Date, and I guess it's referencing a TikTok video, which, funny thing is, I'm actually not on TikTok. I'm sorry that I'm not on TikTok, but I'm an older millennial, so I can barely keep up with Instagram and Twitter. So I will get to TikTok maybe one day, alright? So they're referencing a TikTok video that was, you spin 2 wheels, and one wheel is full of fruit, and another wheel is full of animals, and then you mash them together and make fruit, vegetable, animal. So let's see if I can find some sort of wheels to spin for vegetables and vegetable fruits, and then another one for animals, and see what we get. I might make like 2 or 3, because there's enough colors here in this tin here where I'm like, one drawing will probably not test them out fully, and then I guess I'm going to need probably maybe like 1 drawing to try out the neons, because the neons themselves may not mix well with the rest of the colors. Sounds good? Okay, well, let's find that site then. Okay, so apparently this whole spinning wheel thing is an app, so I found the app. I didn't find the exact wheels that the Doodle Day video used, which, I don't know, this one has more choices anyways, which makes for more chaos. So I guess I'm gonna spin this wheel 4 times, and then we'll switch to the fruit vegetable wheel that I found. So, spinny spin. Let's see. Turtle! I like turtles, so let me write that down. Alright, let's spin it again. Elephant! I like elephants. Okay. Octopus! Oh, I'm gonna have fun with that one. Maybe. And then one more. Rhino. I'm gonna spin it like another time. I'm not too fond on that one, but I like choices. Deer. Ooh, I like that sound. Sounds like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more for good luck. So I'll spin it 6 times with the fruits. Whale. Alright, so there's that one. I'm gonna wait for the ad. I don't care if there's an app for anything. Shut up. Fruits and veggies. So, fruits and veggies. Spin, spin, spin. Tomato. Turtle. Tomato. Elephant. Green apple. Or just apple. I don't know. Octopus. Lemon. Rhino. Mushroom. Deer. Pineapple. Last one. Whale. Carrot. Okay. So there you go. You got turtle tomato, elephant green apple, octopus lemon, Rhino mushroom, deer pineapple, and whale carrot. So, okay, well, I can roll with these. Let's start drawing, shall we? Alright, hey, so voice over me. Go, go, go. What can I say about this first one, which is Turtle Tomato? Well, I have to say, starting out, I was feeling some huge amount of artist block still going on, which I can admit that I am rusty at doing art. So I guess point number one I can bring up in today's video is it's okay to feel rusty, and sometimes you need one drawing or a couple drawings to warm up. So with this one I was like, well, if it sucks, it sucks. I was still trying to get to have a feel of materials, and even my inking was like, oh, I haven't done this for a while. Like, in a minute it's going to cut to where you see a completely different piece of paper, because I had, after that point, smudged my original drawing. So I had to transfer the drawing to a new piece of paper. Like, I tried to fix it using like acrylic paint and white ink, and it just wasn't happening. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes you just gotta transfer your drawing to a new piece of paper and go. And this was me just trying to get a feel of these Jolly Supersticks again, why I like them. Initially, they're waxy. They're not like a soft colored pencil like Prismacolors. They're closer in feel to polychromos and harder European coloring pencils, which is fine, but they're also they suit children. They're very bright in colors. Well, these are the 12-pack that I had bought at the Seattle airport, so very basic, but yet kind of earthy looking color palette. Yes. And I guess this kind of looks like a tomato. Like I said, I wasn't totally feeling the concept on this drawing, because I was like, it kind of looks like an apple. I don't know, an apple, a tomato. I was like, well, if I make it look a slightly more squishy, I guess it's like a tomato. And then here you can see me applying a lot of pressure, which these definitely apply really bold color when you push down on them, which was nice. And then try some layering in a second with a different color. I think that's like a blue or a green, and they layer fairly well. They're not like the silkiest layering I've ever had with colored pencils. Like I said, these are not soft. These are not artists like they're not polychromos, and they're definitely not Prismacolor in like their smoothness, which is fine because these are children's coloring pencils. They're student grade coloring pencils. So if you want, there's another brand that this coloring pencil manufacturer makes, which is Cretacolor, and those are artist quality pencils, which I have some pastels which are rather nice, but they are pretty nice in comparison to other like children's colors pencils I've had, like Crayola, or even like the Red Box Faber-Castell, or Staedtler Norris. We won't talk about Staedtler Norris. I kind of don't like them, but so it's kind of tomato. I kind of was making these streaky lines to try and emulate a shell. I don't know how well it worked, but yeah. This is the first drawing. Yep. And then we move on to something else once the video flips. Okay, so now we have, what was it? Apple elephant. And you can see here that my location switched somewhere else, which, like I said, currently my studio is kind of on the mobile side, so I kind of don't always shoot in the same location right now because I don't have a consistent space. Definitely when I'm like trying to get peace and quiet, it's difficult because, like many people in the pandemic, I'm sharing my space with somebody else who's also working from home, and they also have a lot of Zoom calls and stuff, so just simply me in the daytime being able to record videos isn't a common thing unless I'm working digitally and I'm not doing voiceovers. Otherwise, I have to do most of my recording at night, which really hurts my sleep schedule. But this one I was kind kind of getting a bit more of a feel for the concept again. I like elephants. They're very cute. I found some cute reference photos, like off to the side you can see in the corner that there's my ThinkPad, which I brought to my friend's house, which is where I'm drawing. And never be afraid to use reference. Nope. Never be afraid. And yep, inking. Definitely, I only brought a few inking tools with me to my friend's place, so I think I brought the Tombow inking pens, which I really like. Those are like my standbys, and then I had a couple of Pitt pens. Yep, this is a Pitt brush pen from Faber-Castell. Those are my old standbys, along with nib pens, but I don't bring nibs to people's friends' houses. And then, what is that? That is a Black Magic, like 1mm nib, which I had found randomly on clearance at an art store, at my local, like, art supply store here in Washington State, which is where I live, on the eastern side. And that one that's good for bolding things. And I'm starting to color now. And this is the picture which I colored to try out the neon pencils, because I was like, well, the green apple is kind of really light in color, so let me try out these neon pencils. And oh boy, well, they're not Crayola, like, blindingly highlighter neon. They are fairly nice neon colors. This is like the light neon pencil shapings. This is like the really light green neon color, which was very nice for a base layer for this apple elephant. Green apple elephant. But I was still keeping these color pencils suit well for a bright, cartoony style. I can definitely agree on that one. Which most children will want to color bright, cartoony things. They probably could do realism too, but I wasn't going to try them at the moment. I was like, animals are simple, right? And I felt like drawing in a simple style today too. And that was the light blue, the light blue highlighter. The light blue neon was also fairly neon. And these ones, they felt exactly the same as the other Superstick selection. And that's in bright orange. The orange was very, 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 very bright, which I liked. But yeah, these ones layered about the same as the other Supersticks. I did a little bit in the tree. It kind of shows up. I don't know if I'd use them on my own for an entire, like I did for this drawing, but they're kind of hard to get like bold, consistent shading with because they're so bright. So putting bright on top of bright is a little bit hard. I suppose I could have added that blue. I tried using that blue on top of the orange and it kind of worked, but not very well. So this set I'd say would be lacking in colors to get consistent and deep shades in, deep shadows. You'd probably want to supplement with the other Supersticks. But on their own, they're fun, but yeah, definitely for anything more than just playing around, they may not be the best alone. But it still looks like an elephant, right? Elephant. So I guess I'll let myself finish this one up, which should be in a little bit. I'm calling the trees. And there's some apples in trees. I think I put a shadow underneath them after I'm done. And that should be the end of this one. And then we'll move on to the next video, which is me opening up the 48 set. So, and try all the colors, but I added a bit of red as well, and that helped pop a little bit, but looking back and I'm like, I could have added more to that elephant, but it still looks sufficient enough. I was trying to keep pretty loose and quick on these anyways. So I should be done in a second, and then we'll go to the next one. Okay, and then the next one is... Oh yes, Lemon Octopus. So this one was... I was looking forward to drawing this one, because octopus are kind of fun to draw. And it's like, well, they have already got some sort of lemony type of head going on most of the time anyways, so I can have fun with this one. octopus, squid. Yup, they're so much fun. Like right now I've been getting into a lot of squid type things because like I've said in previous, I live in Washington State, so the local hockey team, the Kraken, just started up this year, so everyone's cracking crazy. I was just in Seattle the other weekend to go see a game, and it was pretty cool against Colorado. Yep. It was a blowout, but I still had fun. The arena is, oh my god, it's beautiful. And the electronica, the arena is just like, it's electric. It's just like electronica meets grunge meets, oh my god, it is so fun. I had so much fun. Spent a lot of money, but that generally happens when you go to Seattle. But I'm getting off track. Octopus, right? Inking the octopus. The kind of the head was kind of like, it reminded me of that dude, the takoyaki based guy from Animal Crossing. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. He's fun. He's in my abandoned village. I had Animal Crossing long ago, and then I stopped playing it. It sounds like most video games for me. I actually only play kind of mindless video games nowadays, just because I haven't had much motivation to play long storage stuff. The thing with video games is I either play stuff I can casually do at, or I get sucked into a world for like 100 hours. And if I'm trying to also work on art stuff, that's really, you have to learn time management, unfortunately. Otherwise, it's difficult. I've been trying to reward myself after I get work stuff done. So, but look, it's an octopus and sound effects and bubbles, and then I should get to coloring in. Yep. So I zoomed out because you can see the colored pencils box there to the left. At least it's my left, and for your convenience, I flipped these videos 180 because the camera was actually the other way around on the original recordings. Anyways, you don't know about it. It looks normal to you. So then I started to color using the normal 48 box set, and yeah, the shade, there's a lot more availability of colors in this set, which I really appreciated, but you only really need like one or two. I was doing a very cartoony style, so I only really needed like one or two different shades for each thing, or maybe 3 at most, like for like a base color and then one shadow and then a deepened shadow. So I use like a light green, and then this is like a goldenrod type color. It's not lemon yellow. There's a lemon yellow color in here too, but maybe that is lemon yellow. Either way, lemon yellow for a lemon octopus. It's so cute. Although I do make it also looks like a banana kind of banana octopus. But yeah, I like the shades. But I was like, oh yeah, I like these shades. Supposedly, I think I was looking at Jolly's website, and they say that they're inspired by the shades of Austria, the color palette that you find in Europe. And I definitely agree that these are the Jolly, the 48 set, and then the sets aside, the colors aside from the neon and the metallics, are they're very earthy, they're very natural compared to, say, Crayola, which generally uses pigments and shades that tend to be a bit more cartoony and pop out, unless you buy the really big sets. Like I have like a 100 kit that I got for like, I think the biggest kit you can get is like $16 at like $16 in US dollars at a Target or like Walmart or something. And yeah, they tend to be a bit more cartoony, but these ones are definitely earthy, and the names identify easily with shades that you'd find in paints too, like vermilion and yellow ochre and lemon yellow and goldenrod. So that is nice. So I could easily try and think about, oh, okay, maybe that's identical to the paint, the paints that I use. You could also swatch them out, and I admit I did not swatch any of these out. A lot of people swatch color pencils out before they get going, or any art material you can swatch before you get started. I was just lazy, and I'm like, I'll give it a shot. And then the pencil sharpener worked pretty well too. It was a standard pencil sharpener that was made in probably Germany or China or something. Probably Germany, because that's where a lot of pencil sharpeners from that region are made. And it sharpened well.
the wood in these colored pencils as well. It probably is linden wood, or that's generally what most European pencils is, like linden wood or some light colored wood. It definitely wasn't Jello-jong, which has like, Jello-jong has kind of like these banded stripes, but no, it's probably linden, and it sharpened very well. It left very clean sharpenings. So, and I don't think once I ever suffered from any breakage with these pencils, so that is definitely a plus, which the literature on their website does say that these pencils are break resistant. And although I didn't toss them on the ground, there's some video that they have on their website that's like a kid throwing it against the ground. So I think these things can survive most hands, even if you have a heavy hand. Oh, also, if you see anything moving on the lower left, I was at my friend's house and there's a dog there. You might see some dog sightings. So that was Lemon Octopus. And I think by this point I was starting to kind of get a groove back going, because at my friend's place we were just kind of chilling and drawing. He was working on his schoolwork, and then he was playing a game. So we were both kind of chilling. And if you have somebody there, just, you can draw with people too. Just make sure they're cool with, you kind of zoning out at the same time as they're doing other things. So what was this one? Oh yes, Mushroom Rhino. Rhino Mushroom. So yeah, by this point I was kind of getting my groove back, so I was like, well, let me just toss something out there. So I kind of, frankly, when I was thinking about this one, I was kind of thinking about those cows, the mushroom cows from Minecraft. So I was like, well, there's this rhino, and he's got mushrooms growing on his back. That seems cool, right? Yep, that's how it originally went. And mushroom cows are cute. Not that I had an idea of how to draw rhinos, really, so I had to look up it on the internet. Which, I mean, a lot of, like, never be afraid to use reference, guys. Never be afraid. I know a lot of artists, like, when they're doing these YouTube videos, like, I'm just gonna toss something together, but I can't. I have to have some sort of reference. I'm just one of those illustrators that kind of wants at least some semblance of reality when I'm drawing most things, or at least an idea, a roadmap to where I'm going. So I just kind of toss things into Google image searches and be like, hey, what does a rhino look like? Oh, it kind of looks like that. Rhinos are weird animals. It makes me think about, there's like this rhino statue that's based on like a Dürer drawing of a rhino. Like Dürer, like what was it, like 1800, 1500s. Dürer, this person. Pop it up on the screen, please. But yeah, it makes me think about this Dürer drawing that there's also a statue that's based upon it in front of the, somewhere in the Boston Fine Arts, like the Fine Arts Museum's campus. I don't remember where. The other picture come here. Yo, pop up right now while I'm inking. That thing. It made me think about that. But that's actually not how a rhino looks. That was Dürer's impressions of a rhino, which he had never seen a rhino before in his life. And I haven't seen one since I had a zoo near me, which was probably about that long ago when I lived in Boston, which was, oh god, long ago now. There's not really a zoo where I live. Well, there's this cat zoo, but that doesn't count because the cat zoo is kind of run down. And there's this aquarium that's in a mall, but I feel bad for the fish that live in that aquarium. Sorry. If it's still there, it might have closed down during the pandemic. So now I'm starting to cover the rhino. And I started off pretty normal. I was like, well, this rhino has red mushrooms. And then I pulled out purple. A purple rhino. I don't know. I was having fun by this point. I was like, well, what color should I do? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Ooh, purple. Hopefully it doesn't look like a dinosaur. But even if it does look like a dinosaur, that's okay. Because rhinos do kind of look like dinosaurs. They're like dinosaurs of the African savannah. And that was me testing some swatches on the other page. I was like, does this look like that? Oh, it looks like that. Okay. That's a good purple, because the purple and the violet were very interesting shades on here. Like, they weren't exactly what I was expecting. Like, the violet was more like what a lot of kits like Crayola label as purple. And then the violet was closer to like a magenta, which is fine. that is also sometimes like this is somewhat closer to what the palette is in paints. Violet tends to be a bit more red, or does it? Sometimes red violet does, at least. And I think there's also a blue violet, which was the darker blue, like bluish and darker violet. But yeah, the violet definitely was leaning on the red side, which is fine. It's like what, like magenta, then violet, then purple, maybe. I don't know. And then I guess I decided to go back to reality. This point I was like, wait, rhinos are gray. Let me put some gray in here. And I guess also I chose purple because I'm trying to, with these drawings, to get some sort of like basic idea of not all 48 shades, but a fair representation of 48 shades. And I wasn't going to get that unless I chose some wild colors like purple. But I think it worked well. It's cute enough. I don't know if I agree with purple moss, but if mushroom cows can be red with red and brown, sure. It's kind of like, it's a rhino. The mushrooms are kind of like those birds that hang out on rhinos' backs, right? They kind of hang out there and they're surviving off of the rhino, and the rhino is protecting them. Well, this rhino has mushrooms that he's protecting for some strange reason. I don't know. I'm starting to ramble now, and that's probably because I'm waiting for myself to finish this drawing and go on to the next one. Yep, it looks pretty nice though. At this point I was really getting the idea of what these pencils were capable of, and they're very bright and colorful, and they layer like 1 or 2 layers pretty well, and that's pretty much all I wanted out of these drawings anyways, was like simple 1 or 2 layer drawings, nothing too complex. Okay, and now we are on to, what is it? Pineapple deer. And by this point I was kind of getting a little tired of drawing the whole entire animal, and I wanted to try something different. So I just decided to draw the upper body, in which I guess I got the idea that the antlers could be represented by the leaves of the pineapple, and then he could be covered in fur, which deer generally have different shades of fur. So I was like, okay, there's a brown part of the fur which can be like the outer part of a pineapple, which is generally, darker. And then there can be parts which kind of look like the inside of a pineapple, which are lighter in tone, which you'll see as soon as I start coloring, but right now I'm inking. And then, I don't know, this deer also made me think about the Studio Ghibli maybe, or like Fantasia, or Disney movies, I guess, in general, where there's like forest animals and stuff. There's definitely, was it like Princess Mononoke or something like that has like a deer creature in it or something, forest spirit or whatever, or maybe it's some other movie I'm thinking about, but definitely that kind of Disney-ish feel to it. Although I was inking, Disney-ish feel if I was inking things, which, and after a while I was like, well, the fur can be kind of loose, and yep, it can be representational, and it doesn't have to be exact. I was just having fun, right? So eventually I'll finish inking this, and then we can move on to the coloring part. So yeah, by this time I guess I was really in a groove of things, so. Aside from checking my cell phone. Nope, and there's that big chunky black magic pen I was talking about pretty earlier. And it's nice for filling in big constant blacks, although I also have a Pentel brush pen, which I can also use like that, or black Posca pens, but I decided to use this thick nib pen, which was just a bullet nib. I also had ones at home which were like a square nib and some weird nib, but this one was good too, just for some nice big outlining before I started coloring. Coloring. Are we gonna get there yet? Yep, okay, there we go. So now I'm starting to color. And so like I said, yep, there's part of the deer, which, okay, this was definitely lemon yellow. Like I said, I didn't use the lemon, I used goldenrod with that lemon octopus, but this was definitely yellow lemon. lemon yellow. There we go. Yep, for some of the fur, and then the outside of the pineapple is trying like a, what is it, like a burnt sienna or like a goldenrod, but I guess in this point I was like, well, it's going to be represented by burnt sienna, which most deer have like white patches and then cream patches and brown patches, and oh, deer are funny. I live in a part of the U.S. where deer are pretty plentiful, especially in the back roads of where I live, and if you're not too careful, they can come out and leap out and just hit your car. Oh god. My worst nightmare is having my car hit by a deer, which I don't want to know what it would do to my car. I guess if I hit it from an angle, it'd be fine, but if it went smack flying to my windshield, my car would probably need a new windshield, if not worse. So yeah, and then this is a nice dark green for the leaves, which I'm like, were leaves that dark? I don't know. It might be light green, but it worked well for some sort of leaves antlers. Definitely by this point I was getting a hang of basic shading, but also I was starting to get tired by this point, so I was kind of being like pretty simple with my shading, which worked well for this one. Because yeah, I basically shot all these videos in like one session, so I was at my friend's for like 3 or so hours and just go, and he was playing his games and doing his studying. We were having fun, which was a nice change from like how I normally record my videos when I'm not, when I'm more, or how I normally record my videos is just all by myself, which I guess that's what art normally can be. It's like, if I wasn't recording these things for YouTube, I'd just be sitting in a room drawing, all on my own. Yeah, so it's got like these fur, it's like, they're like the scales of a pineapple, but they're also fur. I don't know. Is this gonna be some sort of Pokemon too? Probably. Pokemon. I haven't played Pokemon in a while either. But now I'm getting off topic, but probably because I'm also running out of things to say about this one. But I'm almost done. I was looking for a color to add for the shading, and I was like, well, a nice golden yellow, or a yellow orange, I think was his shade. I don't know. I don't have the box right now, but yeah, nice yellow lemon and also a yellow, not yellow, a goldenrod and like a yellow orange. I think I used for shading, which worked well. I was like, pineapple deer. I wonder what sort of forest you meet the pineapple deer in. It better be a delicious tropical forest. Otherwise, I don't know. And careful for that deer, he doesn't get made into Dole Whip. Dole Whip ice cream. But yeah, that's pretty much pineapple deer. And this last one is pretty quick too, because I was definitely getting the hang of these things, but also getting pretty tired. I believe there's only one left, which is... Ah, yes. Whale. Carrot whale. So with this one, I wanted to quickly... I had run out of paper on that sketchbook, which was a Strathmore sketchbook from Target, which was very nice. And so I was like, well, I have these small sheets of colored cardstock I'd also gotten from Target, which... These are Nina. I think this is Nina paper, which is also very nice. If you want good stuff from Target, definitely get the Strathmore sketchbooks, and also the Nina paper cardstock is nice, which both of them are made in the US. And the made in China stuff you kind of have to try, I guess, like the store brand stuff before you really trust it. But Nina stuff is good, and Strathmore, they're both the same company. It's all owned by Nina paper now. But I was just going to test out here how the color pencil shaded on colored paper, which they did pretty well. I'm not sure how well I pulled off the concept of a whale being a carrot here, especially since I was like, well, let me draw an orca whale, because I feel like just doing something very simple, because I really am starting to get tired. But it looks like an orca. I don't know how well it pulls off the carrot. But these colored pencils do shade pretty well on colored paper, which I guess, you know, these would also shade pretty well on toned paper. I did not try out the white, so I can't say how well the white acts on toned paper, but I have a feeling it would act fairly well, but not as well as Prismacolor, because Prismacolor white is definitely pretty soft, which layers well on colored paper, but these are more waxy, so they're probably going to be closer to Crayola's white. It's kind of carroty. It kind of looks cool, though. Yeah, these acted pretty well on cardstock. I definitely say with these pencils, you need a paper with a nice tooth to it, like a mixed media or cardstock. If it's a printer paper or like a smoother tooth paper, they might not respond as well. Okay, so let me think. In conclusion, these colored pencils are very nice. They're definitely more expensive than Crayola, and they definitely act more expensive than Crayola. I would put them... Okay, so if I put them... Let's talk about European color pencils. There's Staedtler Norris. I would definitely say, in terms of student grade, Staedtler Norris is probably... Staedtler Norris and, like, Bic Kids are, like, the lowest grade of pencils you can get for student grades from Europe, because they are both made from not wood and not the hardest wax on the planet. So they have weak pigment and they don't sharpen well. Or they may sharpen well, but the pigment is still very weak on them. And then I'd probably say on the other end would be... I mean, Faber-Castell's Gold Faber is a student grade. And maybe like Staedtler's Ergosoft. Those are probably... They're not artist grade, but they're definitely a better student grade. I'd probably put these Jolly Supersticks closer to the Gold Faber, but maybe just below them. And I guess if I add an American thing into, I'd say they're better than Crayola, if only because they're not as scratchy, and the pigments are definitely more present in these pencils, and the cores are thicker, so you can lay down the colors better. Not to say that Crayola is bad, they're just different. So I'd say, yeah, they're a good pickup for adult. If you like coloring books and stuff, they're definitely a great pickup. If you want to get a nice set that's complete and you're willing to spend a bit more than $16 for a package of Crayolas, these are very nice. And if you want an artist grade pencil, I'd probably spend a bit more, and because these were like $25 or so, I'd spend a bit more and probably pick up a decent set of Prismacolors. Or you could try a 12-pack of Polychromos, which is what, like $40 or something like that, but then that's the top of the line you can pretty much get. But I'm also thinking about European pencils. Like, there's also some other artist pencils like Arteza and stuff, which I have not tried yet. Maybe one day I'll get to try them, but I've definitely tried Prismacolor, Faber-Castell, and Crayola, and a few other student brands, which I don't recommend. Yep, they're very bright, very bold. Well, I suppose you get some realism, but it might be a bit harder to do with this color palette. Anyways, I think that's pretty much it for this video. So, hopefully I'll be back sooner with more stuff. Probably, I mean, next weekend or so I'm going, not next weekend, but not this upcoming weekend, but the next weekend following, I'm going to be in Seattle for Emerald City Comic Con, so hopefully I'll get some good stuff there. Maybe, if I take my camera with me, if I pay attention to things other than networking, because I've been trying to find work in drawing, in illustration, before I have to end up working at the Amazon warehouse for the winter. We'll see. Anyways, till next time, guys. Ciao. Later. See ya. Stay tuned.